Good evening, super friends, and welcome to the Wednesday, October 22nd edition of the Sacred News and Weather. It is going to be a little bit of a quickie today because I am a woman on the move. I've had a very full day and I'm about to have a very full evening. But I didn't want to leave you hanging for those of you who wait for these messages. First of all, I'm so grateful that you do. I'm so grateful to have you here. So thank you, thank you, thank you. As with anything I do, take what resonates, leave the rest behind. Some of these messages are going to be for you, and some of them are not. I'm tapping into the energy of a collective, which means that sometimes I get very specific energetic threads, and other times I get very broad ones, and I never know what I'm going to get. So without any further ado, I'm going to just close my eyes and I'm going to drop into the imagery that came forward when I dropped into the energy of the collective. And if you have been a part of any of my containers today, you will know that this image is quite familiar. We've talked about bees and hives and honey and dreams and all of the things in different ways today. And so the first image that I saw was a bumblebee approaching this beautiful full bloom yellow rose. And so I just sat with the imagery for a moment, and then I realized that behind that beautiful image of the yellow rose and the bee was a peacock in full display. And it was like his feathers came up and did this, and I admired them, and then they came back again, and I was left with the bee and the yellow rose. And then the feathers came up, and there was a little dance going on. There was like a little mating dance happening behind. And I noticed that it was hard not to pay attention to him, that he really wanted my attention, but my feeling was that my attention was actually supposed to be on that rose. And so I let him do his thing and he kind of settled down behind. And I stayed with the rose and the bee. And what came forward is this invitation for some of us, not all of us. Again, this message won't be for everyone, but for some of us to really relax back into our brilliance, into our brilliant bloom, and allow what is meant for us to come to us. And so I was a little bit annoyed by the big display. I mean, at first it was gorgeous, but then I was like, okay, dude, like enough already. And I just want to be with the rose. I feel like the information's with the rose. And I feel like that is just like the perfect metaphor, the perfect imagery for life right now and what's happening out in the world. The big, brash, beautiful, albeit gorgeous creatures are often getting all of our detention, kind of drawing us away from the more subtle, quieter beauty that is all around us. And there was this feeling of really allowing yourself to just sort of lie back and bloom and trust that the pollinators are going to come, trust that your mate is going to come if you're looking for a mate. Trust that what is for you is actually going to come without you having to dance and display and do this whole thing to gather someone's attention. There's this feeling of receiving also rather than like coming toward what we desire, and trusting the process of receiving as enough, that we don't need to put big displays forth. We don't need to put great effort forth. We're being invited to just sit in our own beauty and be. And there was and be oh boy, Dana, B-E-E, B-E, you choose which bee you're being invited to be. Awfully punny tonight. You can tell I'm tired. So staying with the image of the rose and the bee, I felt like I was watching a life cycle unfold because I watched the rose then sort of wither and draw inward and drop off. And then I saw the plant sort of come back. And then I saw the next rose, and it wasn't in the same place, but the next rose on a different stem come forward and bloom. And I watched that wither and go, and then the next one come forward. And it felt like also a message for some of you that if you felt like there's a feeling of, I feel like I've already bloomed and that what's left is just the withering and dying off part, like that I've reached my peak. I've reached my peak of my beauty, my peak of my sexuality is coming forward. I've reached the pinnacle of all that I am meant to be, and now I am withering and shriveling up, and I don't know what there is that's left for me. And in seeing the next rose bloom and in the next rose bloom, I also want to remind you that there is always another version of you. There's always a second chance. For some of you, this is second chances. I'm seeing that's interesting. I'm seeing the card, the King of Pentacles is coming forward. And the King of Pentacles, I typically associate in masculine or feminine, it doesn't matter. But I typically associate with someone who has acquired great abundance through hard work, but usually like the same work, like this is the way I've always done it, this is the way I've always done it, this is the way I've always done it, this is how I earn my money. And so I'm going to keep doing the same thing over and over again to earn my abundance. And there's this feeling of with that withering image that there's not as much coming in, that things are drying up, it's not as lucrative. And what I'm being shown to tell you right now, and this didn't come through in meditation, this is coming forward right now. What I'm being shown to tell you is that you're being invited into trying something new to create a new bloom. And it may not be something that you actually need to do. It may not be something that you need to like move outward and produce. It actually feels like more of a like a reclining backward, a lying back and receiving, whether it's receiving from someone outside of yourself. And for some of you, it is. For some of you, you are truly learning to receive from another. You've been in a state of seemingly perpetual do and moving forward. But for others of you, it's this, you've been in that cycle of do. This is you, and you're being invited to lean back into and trust that if you lean back and rest and relax and turn inward, the next bloom is going to bloom. I keep hearing second chances, regeneration, rebloom, second bloom is coming forward right now. Again, this is new. This isn't something I heard before. I'm going to be quiet for a moment because this is a new thread of energy that's coming through. And I want to see if there's more here. So I've got the King of Pentacles and now I'm seeing the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands tells me that you're looking forward to something or that you're hoping for something. There's something, and there could be distance involved. There's something out in front of you that you are hoping for and that you might be working. Here is the King of Pentacles. And again, genders do not matter. Divine masculine, divine feminine, we all have both. I'm going to say he because he's a king, but it could be a she. King of Pentacles. The feeling is that the King of Pentacles is working really hard, not producing in quite the way he wants to, and he's looking out across it feels like across the universe, looking out away from him at a future. He's already made a choice. At least it feels that way here. He's already made a choice that he's working toward something, but the way he's working ain't working. it's and so if this is resonating with you, you're being invited to stop what you're doing and to rest, like to truly rest your body, rest your mind, rest your being, and allow what feels right, not the action that you're used to repeating to create your abundance, but to not take action, to relax for a hot minute, to tune into your body, to tune into your heart, and ask what feels right. Because my sense is there's a difference between what you are doing, the action you're taking, and the desire that you actually have and what you're producing, there's like a discrepancy there, and it's not working. And so you're being invited to stop acting and to allow what wants to come forward, this new way of being to come forward that will not only create more abundance, but I can see that it's going to get you to the Four of Wands, to that more stable, like, I've landed, this is my foundation. It's going to get you to that place a little sooner than you thought you might get to it. I'm also seeing, and this has been a recurring theme with us, and it's a recurring theme for the energy of fall also. I'm seeing the death card, which is it is death and rebirth. It means one cycle is ending and a new one is beginning. That which is no longer serving you is dying off, so this new form can be born. And it also feels very related to some of you, like relaxing back, reclining, and allowing that which is for you to come toward you. And particularly for that King of Pentacles, there is that element of relaxing back, really listening inside. And if it's not for this king, for whatever reason, for this king, it doesn't feel like, it feels like his invitation to receive is to receive a message from within, and that hearing that message, quietening, say that 3 times fast, enough to allow what's in his heart to emerge from him. And this is the new way to abundance and the new way to stability. For others of you, you're going to resonate more with the relaxing back and allowing yourself to be in full bloom and allowing what is meant for you to come toward you rather than you going toward it. It's almost like I'm dealing with a couple here actually, or two people. It could be masculine and feminine, it could be the same gender, it doesn't really matter, but it's the masculine is being invited to take a hot minute to see what's going to emerge through him. And the feminine energy, if you're resonating with the more feminine energy, she is being invited to bloom and allow what is meant for her to come toward her from an external source. There's a feeling of claiming your power, claiming your beauty, claiming your bloom, and in the claiming of your power, that which is meant to come toward you, you're going to attract what is for you. Right now, in that, like, I've got to create, I've got to do, I've got to go forward, you're not attracting what is for you. You're trying to manifest in sort of a controlly and not easy and not necessarily even very productive way. Like it's a grabby energy, and when we have grabby energy, we don't actually get anything. It is that relaxing back and being in your power and being in your full bloom, and that is going to bring what you desire toward you. For those of you who are identifying with that King of Pentacles and the more divine masculine energy, you too are being invited to relax back. But then there is a divinely appointed action that wants to come through you that you are meant to take. And I'm sorry, it took me a while to get there. That's why I usually meditate and get the gist of the message before I start talking to you. But today I just really got that imagery of the bee and the peacock, and then the rest of this emerged, which is a gift. So I'm going to say thank you to Spirit for letting that come through me for you. And I'm just going to be quiet for a moment to see if there's anything else that wants to come through. I'm just seeing the dancing peacock in the background going, look at me, look at me, look at me. And he feels like he's a very beautiful distraction. And so for some of you, you are distracting yourself from your actual soul's work or your actual like soul's desire um, with beautiful things. And I'll say this, there's not necessarily anything wrong with that. Beautiful things are important, but at some point, we get tired of the distraction and it becomes just this annoying thing that doesn't actually complete us or move us forward. So perhaps some of you will resonate with that. And I believe that is what I have. Ooh, the sun came out. I don't know if there was like some crazy light weirdness happening here, but it was very cloudy and very one color in here, and now it is very sunny and bright and yellow. So maybe that means something for you as well. Maybe the sun came out at some specific point that was meant for you. So, all right, that's enough for me. I love you all. Please, oh, please, oh, please like and share and subscribe and tell your friends. I really want to grow this channel. The way I do is when you like, when you subscribe, when you let YouTube know that you are watching me and that I'm worth watching. All right. Have a beautiful evening. Go forth, and I'll see you on Friday. Bye bye.